Hello students, welcome to another video. Today we are going to discuss one theorem. Before that, we are going to take one example. The example is prove that if A is congruent to B mod m, example, prove that if A is congruent to B mod m, if A is congruent to B modulo m and C is congruent to D mod m, then 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 ax plus cy, then ax plus cy is congruent to bx plus dy mod m. A is congruent to b mod m and c is congruent to d mod m, then we have to prove that ax plus cy is congruent to bx plus dy modulo m. So we have given that A is congruent to B mod m and C is congruent to D mod m. Since in the solution we have given that since A is congruent to B mod m, so by definition of congruence it gives us m divides A minus B. This is by definition of congruence. This is by using the definition of congruence. This gives, now using the result, if A divides B, then A divides B into C for any integer C. Using that result we can write it as m divides A minus B times x by using the result. If A divides B, then A divides B into C. This is the result we have seen in the first chapter for any C belongs to Z, for any C belongs to Z. Using this result we get m divides ax minus bx multiplying by this x, we get m divides ax minus bx. This gives us ax minus bx is equals to m into sum k1. This is by using definition of divisibility. By definition of divisibility. By using definition of divisibility. Also we have given that C is congruent to D mod m. C is congruent to D mod m. Now in similar manner we can write it as m divides C minus D by definition of divisibility. This again gives us C minus D into some y by using same result. This step is because of definition of congruence. By definition of congruence, this is y, C minus D into y by using result. If A divides B, then A divides B into any integer C, we get this gives us m divides cy minus dy. Again using definition of divisibility we get cy minus dy is equals to m into k2 by definition of divisibility. By definition of divisibility. By definition of divisibility. Now we want to prove that ax plus cy is congruent to bx plus dy modulo m. To prove this we must prove that m divides ax plus cy minus of bx plus dy. So from these two equations, suppose this is the equation number 1 and this is equation number suppose 2. From these two equations, adding these two equations, we get ax plus cy and minus of bx plus dy. So adding these two equations we get Adding equation 1 and 2, we get this ax minus bx plus this cy minus dy is equals to m into k1 plus k2. Taking m common, we get m into k1 plus k2, which is equals to m into k prime. Thus we get this ax, rearranging this, we get ax plus cy. Taking minus sign common from these two steps, this minus bx and minus dy gives bx plus dy. So now using definition of divisibility, we can say that this m divides this difference, that is ax plus by minus bx plus dy, sorry, ax plus cy minus bx plus dy. Using definition of divisibility, we get m divides ax plus cy minus bx plus dy. And now by definition of congruence, this is by definition of, by using definition of divisibility, this is by using definition of divisibility. And now there by using definition of congruence here, therefore by definition of congruence, we get this ax plus cy is congruent to bx plus dy modulo m. Ax plus cy is congruent to bx plus dy under modulo m, under modulo m. Hence the proof of this result. Now next theorem is statement of theorem is let f denote a polynomial, f denote a polynomial with integral coefficients, with integral coefficients, with integral coefficients. And if f denote a polynomial with integral coefficient, means f is a polynomial in which the coefficients are integers. And if a is congruent to b mod m, then f of a is congruent to f of b mod m. If f denote a polynomial with integral coefficients, and if a is congruent to b mod m, then f of a is congruent to f of b mod f of b mod m. To prove this result, we have given that f is a polynomial with integral coefficient and a is congruent to b mod m, and we have to prove that f of a is congruent to f of b mod m. Since we have given that proof, in the proof here we have given a is congruent to b mod m. Since a is congruent to b mod m, this implies m divides a minus b by definition of congruence. This gives us a minus b is equals to m into some k1. This is by definition of divisibility. This is by definition of congruence. And another next step is, and this is by definition of divisibility, by definition of divisibility. Now again, this a is congruent to b mod m, and we can write from this a square is congruent to b square modulo m. This is because of, since we know that a is congruent to b mod m and c is congruent to d mod m, then AC, the multiplication of first to AC is congruent to BD modulo m. Using this result, we can write this A square is congruent to B square mod m. Since A is congruent to B mod m, again taking this congruence, A is congruent to B mod m. A is congruent to B mod m and A is congruent to again suppose B modulo m. Then multiplying A into A square is congruent to B square modulo m. This gives A square is congruent to B square mod m. And using definition of congruence, this gives us m divides A square minus B square. And from definition of divisibility, we can write it as A square minus B square is equals to m into some k2. Similarly, we can write a cube minus b cube is equals to m into some k3. Again, here we get a square is congruent to b square mod m and a is congruent to b mod m. So multiplying these two, that is a square into a cube is congruent to b square into b is b cube under modulo m. So this gives us a cube minus b cube is equals to m into some k3, and so on up to n terms. We get a raised to n minus b raised to n is equals to m into suppose k n. This all ki's, that is this k2 is an integer, this k1 is again, k1 was again integer up to this k3 is again integer, and this kn is again an integer. This is from the given thing. Now also we have given that f is polynomial with integral coefficients. Now using that, we get, let f be a polynomial, f be a polynomial with integral coefficients, with integral coefficients. With integral coefficient. Suppose that polynomial be f of x is equals to, suppose we have taken the a and b notation. So suppose c n x raised to n plus c n minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus up to c1 x plus c naught. Let that polynomial be cn x raised to n plus cn minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus up to c naught, where these all ci's, that is cn, cn minus 1 up to c1, c naught, all are integers, where this cn comma cn minus 1 up to c1 comma c naught all are integers, Now we have to prove that f of a is congruent to f of b modulo m. Since f of x is a polynomial with integral coefficient, that is the polynomial in variable x, that is of the form cn raised to x, cn x raised to n minus, cn x raised to n plus cn minus 1 x raised to n up to c1x plus c naught. Now we are going to prove that this m divides f of a minus f of b. To prove that f of a is congruent to f of b mod m, we have to prove that m divides f of a minus f of b. Here from this f of x, we can write f of a. This gives f of a is equals to, means we are going to just replace x by a. Here we get cn a raised to n plus cn minus 1 a raised to n minus 1 plus up to c1 into a plus c naught, and f of b is equals to, again we are going to replace x by b. Here we get cn b raised to n plus cn minus 1 b raised to n minus 1 plus up to this c1 into b plus c naught. We have to prove that f of a is congruent to f of b mod m. So we must prove that m divides f of a minus f of b. So subtracting this f of b from f of a, we get, now we are going to consider f of a minus f of b, So taking this difference, that is the subtraction, we can write cn a raised to n plus cn minus 1 a raised to n minus 1 plus up to c1 into a plus c naught. This is the our f of a minus f of b is cn b raised to n plus cn minus 1 b raised to n minus 1 plus up to c1 into b plus c naught, taking this subtraction. So here cn and here again cn, so taking cn common from these two steps. Similarly cn minus 1 and cn minus 1, so taking cn minus 1 common from these two terms, and similarly taking c1 common from these two terms and c naught. So we get in next step we will get taking cn common, here it remains a raised to n minus of b raised to n. Taking cn common we get is equals to, suppose taking cn common we get a raised to n minus b raised to n. Now plus in the second step we are going to take cn minus 1 common, so it remains a raised to n minus 1 minus of b raised to n minus 1. So next step gives us cn minus 1 into a raised to n minus 1 minus b raised to n minus 1 plus up to, in the last second step we are going to take c1 common, so it taking c1 common it remains a minus of b, and in the last step c naught into 1. So here c1 into a minus b plus c naught into in the last step taking c naught common, here remains 1 minus here remains 1, so 1 minus 1 0, 1 minus 1 becomes 0, so 1 minus 1. So we get next step we get cn, but a raised to n minus b raised to n, from this equation we have the value of a raised to n minus b raised to 1 is equals, sorry, a raised to n minus b raised to n is equals to m into kn. Substituting this value here we get, cn into here m kn, m into kn plus cn minus 1, and substituting the value of a raised to n minus 1 minus b raised to n minus 1 as m into kn minus 1 plus up to taking c1 common, here a minus b is equals to m k1. Putting this value of a minus b here we get m into k1, and this c naught 1 minus 1 is 0, so here it remains the. Now here we can see that cn m kn plus cn minus 1 m kn minus 1 plus up to c1 into m k1, all terms containing m. So taking m common we get m into this cn kn plus cn minus 1 kn minus 1 plus up to c1 k1. So suppose this is equals to m into k prime, and where k prime is equals to, where k prime is equals to cn kn plus cn minus 1 kn minus 1 plus up to c1 k1, and this k prime that is equals to this number is again an integer because of all the coefficients of the polynomial, that is cn minus 1 up to c1 c naught all are integers, and k1 k2 up to kn minus 1 k1 all are integers, and multiplication and addition of integer is again an integer. So this k prime is again an integer, so this gives us this m divides, this is the difference of f of a minus f of b. From this step we can clearly say that m divides f of a minus f of b by definition of divisibility. This is by definition of divisibility, this is by using the definition of divisibility, and by definition of congruence, therefore by using the definition of congruence, f of a is congruent to f of b mod m, hence the proof of this theorem. Hence the proof of this theorem.